Once upon a time, in a sub-Saharan African state, it was time for an election to be done, and the people needed to decide who would be their next leader. The government, the ruling class, decided to set a date for such election to be held. So much was expected by the people, and the ruling class voted huge amount of money for the electionary process. And the electoral umpire were saddled with the responsibility of ensuring a free, fair, and credible election was done. So the people moved to the poll to decide who will be their next leader. Upon the day of the election, everyone did their part. The vote in different units were cast, and the election result was expected. To the amazement of many, what was expected to be the result wasn't what was reeled out. As there were debates in different quarters of mutilated result sheets, there were queries, there were rejections, there were argument in several quarters about what was eventually presented as the result seemed to be different from what actually happened at the poll. Whereas the electoral umpire have already said they have voted so much money into technology to run the election, to ensure that everything was done in a credible way. When the result was called out, it wasn't the reflection of the will of the people. And there were claims of stolen mandate. Now the question is, if the ruling class have already known that the process was going to be by selection, not by election, as some of the results were said to have been doctored, why some regions have the same result with another, why a particular location will have exactly the same result as with another, for the various parties that were involved in that election. So if the election was already decided and conclusive that it was going to be by selection, what was the use of using the taxpayers' money to procure a process that will eventually be truncated? Not by the people, but by the same agencies or the ruling class that's supposed to ensure that everything is done in a peaceable manner. All that was invested for that process, couldn't it have been used to fund infrastructure in the same environment than to have budgeted it for a purpose that had been decided before the process began? My advice to the sub-Saharan African nations is to make the right tone, and let there be transparency, let there be integrity and sincerity in whatever they are doing, because the world is watching. And so in subsequent time, we should not toil with the emotions of our people, because there is an extent to which the elasticity of people's character and behavior and endurance can maintain. I hope we'll learn from the experience of other communities and nations around us and do the right thing and do the needful. Thank you, and God bless you.